I'm Mike.
And I'm Jason.
And today, I will show you the world. Thanks for tuning in to Sidetracked.
All right, so today we're going to talk a little bit about Disney movies, actually.
Yeah, I think we're going to question everything you know about Disney movies. I don't think we'll be able to go into everything in this episode.
No, I think that we'll definitely revisit Disney because the initial idea we had...
Initially we thought we were going to just talk about the subtle imagery. I mean, there's on Rescuers, what's the...
The original Rescuers.
The original Rescuers, there's images of naked people in the back. People say that if you look at the cover of The Little Mermaid, there's phallic items. Even the dark undertones of what the true messaging is of the films seems kind of weird for kids. But as we dug down deeper, it was a rabbit hole. It just kept going.
Yeah. So we actually found some interesting stuff about parents in Disney movies that we just couldn't ignore.
And what's funny is that when you go to see these films, parents are taking their kids to see these films. Like, oh, look what you can do if you just dream it, without your parents.
Yeah. So there's a couple of interesting parental situations that are pretty common in Disney movies.
It was unreal how many of these films actually, and I think this is only a small portion of the films, but it still covered a majority of their films that fell into this.
We were pretty surprised.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you hear, well, nobody has two parents. Mm-hmm. And you go, is that... It's not nobody, but it's like the vast majority just don't have two parents around.
I kept thinking of films.
And it's like, well, in Beauty and the Beast, they have he has one.
Yeah.
It's just the dad. And then you just keep going. It's one of those things that kind of spiraled.
Lilo and Stitch, she has... Oh, yeah. Mom and Dad are gone.
It's just the sister.
Just the sister.
And both of them are dead. Not just gone, dead.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is, like, these Disney films, it's not like you don't know what happened to the parents. It clearly...
the majority of them,
it
tragic.
Clearly establishes that they died, they were murdered, or they just left the kid.
Yeah, and
just abandoned the kid.
And some of the ones where they have two parents, they don't have two parents for very long. Lion King started out with two parents. One of them very quickly gets murdered.
Yeah.
So it kind of breaks down into a couple of different things, right? There's people who have absent parents, so you might not necessarily know that they're dead per se, but they're not around.
Like what?
Like Oliver and Company, right? You have the little girl. She hangs out with these anthropomorphic animals that can talk for the entire movie with no one around. There are no parents. They're away on like a business trip the entire movie. And she is in the care of animals.
Also, fake animals.
Yes. Well, they're not fake to her.
They're not
real
to her. Are those? Yeah. So is my imaginary friends, but they're not making me dinner and taking care of me, making sure I go to school in the morning.
Emperor's New Groove is another one. They don't say that his parents are dead,
but he's the emperor, right?
But he's an emperor, which would imply
that his parents.
Yeah, his familial line is,
and he's
gone.
He's all about it because doesn't that movie start off with him like dancing and singing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, got it. Great. Parents dead.
Peter Pan. Peter Pan himself, not Wendy.
Does
Peter Pan have parents? Did he have parents? He did at one point, right? That's the idea.
Yeah.
Then he went
how long have they been there? Are his parents still alive?
It's another weird Disney
What about
thing.
the Lost Kids? Now,
the
Lost Boys. Now, are their parents dead or were they kidnapped?
I don't know.
How does Peter Pan get all those boys?
I mean, it's just as weird for him to run a little band of like orphan boys as it is for the girl to hang out with the animals for a week. So
I guess, but at least they're people who can cook.
Well, they don't cook.
They eat imaginary food.
In Hook, they do.
Yeah.
I guess I don't remember what they do in the actual movie.
They're pretty sure they eat.
In Hook, they just imagine things and then they have a food fight.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's a real food fight. Or is it? Is it just one big acid trip?
I don't
Hook?
know. Hook is weird. Then there's also the category of parents who were actually killed in a
the
movie. Right?
This blows my mind for a kid's movie. And I thought, like, when I was thinking about this, because this came up too, when I was researching some of the other stuff, is that, yeah, it's like the older films where the parent dies in the beginning, but it's not. They're still running with this. Even their newer films.
Yeah,
Fairly new films.
I mean, Finding Nemo isn't new,
But it's
newer than Cinderella, right?
Frozen.
Yeah.
Frozen.
Frozen has two.
Brother
I don't know
Bear.
I don't know if they die in that movie. I've never seen it.
True. But they clearly established that the parent died.
Yes. Fox and the Hound. His mother gets shot.
Oh, my God. I can't. That movie, yeah, nope. I'll lose it.
Bambi's mother is shot. Mowgli's mother is killed by the tiger. Shere Khan.
Disney movies aren't PETA friendly.
Yeah. Finding Nemo, his mother was killed.
Jesus.
Tarzan, both of his parents are killed.
Let's go see a movie, kids.
Yeah, like
What happens
big
when
ones.
I die?
Big movies.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's that other category?
Oh, that either, and it's not always evil step parents, but the fact that the concept of either evil step parents or adoptive parents. Right? So you have, like, Tarzan was adopted by the gorilla. I don't remember what.
So the adoptive is positive, stepmother is negative.
Yes.
If you were adopted in this movie, she's the greatest person in the world.
But if your father or mother remarried, it's a bad time. Like, it doesn't go well for you. 101 Dalmatians. I totally forgot that all of these dogs were not, that didn't belong to the parent dogs.
Really?
But they had a couple of their own, and then they saved the rest of them from being made into a coat. Right? That's how that movie went.
Yeah.
So not all of those are their own. They became adoptive parents like 80-something.
Yes. And that talks about, so in the beginning of that film, when Sidetracked, publicity right there.
Yeah.
Okay. In the beginning of that film, the two humans, don't forget about them, that really are adopting
I
them.
guess
they're the real people adopting
the
everything,
two
right?
dog parents
Yeah.
have two real parents.
Yes, they have two
This
real
is
parents.
one where
But
all
by the way,
the parents are
those
around.
two-
That's one of the few
those
ones.
two real parents couldn't afford food. They were late on their rent for their house,
I don't remember.
and he didn't have a job. And they're
Ooh,
like,
I remember that.
Yeah,
And they're like, what are we going to do?
we'll adopt 84 more dogs.
Oh, God. I did not remember that.
It's a rabbit hole, man. Disney movies.
Yeah. We can't take care of the 10 puppies we already have, so let's just get
84 more.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The evil queen is Snow White's stepmother.
The dwarves don't have parents.
The dwarves don't have parents at all that we're aware of. Cinderella. The big bad woman in that movie is Cinderella's stepmother.
And their stepsisters are terrible people.
Yep.
That's, man.
And then you run into single mothers and fathers. So it's not just no parents or a bad parent or any of that. There are so many single parents. And some of them are due... Oh, we didn't even talk about in the ones where one of them is dead. Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
They killed Mufasa in the movie. Physically in the movie.
They finally had a nuclear family and they killed it off.
Yep. So single mothers and fathers, you have Rescuers Down Under, which I'm a big fan
That's
of that
a good
movie.
movie.
The little boy only has a mom, right? Mom, yep. Dumbo only has a mom
Who gets locked up.
who gets locked up the whole movie. Lion King, again, only has a mom. Mrs. Potts.
She's a teapot.
Mrs. Potts is a teapot, but it's Chip's mother and is an only mother. Chip is the little teacup. He has a chip out of him. That's why his name Chip. Adorable.
Adorable. Wait, who are all the... There's more than just those two when it comes to China, right? Like Fine China?
I mean, there are, but
So
those are
what-
the only two that really talk and have, like, names.
Oh.
Right? Because
Oh,
there's
that's
like
right,
a
because
clock
they're
and
actual people and they were turned into
Right.
things. Okay, that's right. Like,
But
why didn't
they're-
everything else come alive?
they're enchanted.
Another Disney movie where I believe the mother is dead.
And which one?
Enchanted. That's the stepmother. Enchanted has another
has
stepmother.
an evil stepmother. But Belle only has one parent. Also in
And he is also locked up in that film.
yes.
If you're a single parent just trying to make a living, you're
You get
gonna
locked
get
up.
arrested.
Aladdin's dad is eventually locked up in, or not Aladdin's dad. Aladdin doesn't have parents. Jasmine's dad.
Jasmine's dad.
Gets
Who's
locked
single.
up. Gets locked up, right?
Yeah. So what did we learn? I think we learned that there is a lot more to Disney films than what we first thought, and the parent thing really threw us for a loop because you don't really think about it.
Yeah, when you think of themes, you're like, oh, it's friendship and
Love
doing
triumphs.
the right thing and trying really hard and all that kind of like
Dreams come
moral
true.
whatever thing. But there's all of this background noise that's like not nearly as uplifting as the themes usually are. So one of the things that's posited, right? Why no one has complete families and all this other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Walt Disney, after Snow White was made, and he made, $1 jillion and was wildly successful, like his first big thing.
Yeah.
Bought his mom a house in California near the Disney Studios, and she was complaining that she smelled stuff. She smelled like furnace-y smells and
Okay.
whatever else. So he sent someone out there to fix it. They fixed it, but not completely, and she ended up asphyxiating and dying. So it's posited that part of why he always has these weird family dynamics is because he feels guilty for technically killing his mom.
What?
Yeah, messed up.
That's pretty dark.
Super messed up.
Wow.
And he chooses lots of dark original subject matter.
Oh yeah, like the content he uses, and the Fox and the Hound being one of them. It's really dark. Yeah, they lighten it up for Disney, based on the original novel, but it's still really dark for a family movie, no less.
The original Jungle Book was pretty dark.
Yeah.
These lots of old school fairy tales that are they play pretty heavily on like the evil stepchild, like kind of dark theme.
Yeah.
And so I guess part of that just no matter what kind of sticks with you.
Yeah.
Even when you're trying to make it family friendly, you can't completely change it, or it's
No.
a completely different movie.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I think there's definitely more to dig in here, and I think we'll definitely come back to this.
We're not done with you yet, Disney.
Yeah. Unless you come after us, then I'll stop.
And then we'll stop immediately. We will cease and desist.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe below.
And if you want, leave us a comment. We're going to dig into Disney a little bit further here. If you have an idea for what you'd like us to go over, leave us a comment, post it on our Facebook page. Maybe it'll be something that we actually choose to do for a later Disney episode.